To anyone who doesn't know, the IHP community is a group made of 5D mystics and enlightenment soul age group, and those who want to move into their functional adulthood, so become secure attachment. And I say become because some people are not there yet. We have insecure attachment styles. And I bring human, spiritual, and spirituality elements together. We talk about functional adult love language in the paid subscriber based podcast content, as well as the oversoul, very important for my 5D mystics. And today we're going to do a little bit of this and that because we have some beautiful energies about. We have had that lovely full moon. And I'm going to begin with, if you believe still that the devil or evil exists in a way of the ancients, then you are not on the right podcast platform, content platform. So it's not me to speak to you, channel for you, or guide or support, however you're looking at content in general. And I am a lovely content creator, but I do support people on an inner growth journey, because personal development is awesome. To be able and be your functional adult is awesome. And some of us did it without any additional support, meaning none of the good trauma-informed education. But now that I have it, I can describe. So when you do inner growth mindset, which is using your thoughts and your emotions, and you do not use your emotions against people, so you don't shame, blame, fault, or revenge for not even a little bit. And whenever anyone is an adaptive child, which means a person who does not have their basic 6 emotions matured, so they use them, just watch Mean Girls or any movie up to date and see how they have the adaptive children live. And on that note, before we move on, I love this beautiful therapist, Patrick Tiahan. He's also a childhood trauma survivor, and he builds a community. So I'm going to read to you his content, and that's because he makes a point that I had noticed between 4D mystics and 4D community when they do tarot readings, and they talk about karmics and third parties, and then when they're picking up on the energy. So right now, this is the other thing, we have themes. They're yearly. A 5D mystic will know who they are. We're Purusha Prakriti. We don't need yoga, but when we come across it, thank you, said Guru, it's like, wow, okay, got it. This is because we have an integrated brain, easy to bring together our emotions because they're not tsunamis in our bodies. That's because we also have a restorative embodied self. So some people live their life as secure attachment individuals, and we have comfortableness with all of the range of emotions. There's 6 basic ones. I've read them too many times on the episodes. I'm not going to read them right now, but there's 6 basic emotions. All of human beings' emotions serve to protect us, by the way. However, when you get in anger, which is what I've seen most people do since the teenage years, moving forward with stereotypes, generalizations, and allowing themselves to talk bullshit about other people in their head and then with each other, so like venting and not disengaging from it. It's not about you not being able to complain. Of course, we all can have something to say, but the charge is what you can work on. And here's where when you're always having in your body for alignment, it's because you maintain the mental, the energetic, the physical. You hold your values and the heart body, and that's without, again, any day of yoga or Ayurveda or anything holistic. It's really, I choose to be loving and kind to the best of my ability and to use a tone that is appropriate for talking to strangers. And I mean, to me, it sounds really common sense, but I'm explaining it because apparently it doesn't. So like being spiteful, that's insecure. Being envious, that also, yes, it's a normal emotion. No need to feel shame about it. In fact, if one didn't feel shame and felt self-compassion and then, oh, I'm a human, I have emotions, and worked with it to be in Dharma land, that's where I was going. We don't do karma, likes and dislikes, and sanctify them. And adaptive children don't move out of black and white thinking from their teenage years. I did personally, and anybody who's a functional adult does too. That's why our love language, that's why we're Zen masters, that's why we're compassionate beyond a reason. So when people are weaponizing their words, as Patrick Tiahan has pointed out, because they're not doing the work, because they have childhood trauma, we don't need to know the word. We just know something's off, and you being nasty isn't going to make me be nasty. And I'm not going to say you're an evil, devil, energy vampire, dark word. I'm knowing you're a human. I'm looking at you. You got eyes, I got eyes. There ain't no alien in you. There ain't no demon in you. Thank goodness for Patrick McNamara, who explains how the religious self reorganizes and there's no demonic possession. When the demonic possessions in the past have happened, there's actually something that breaks in the brain. So here's the beauty of the modern era, which some people apparently don't want to be in. Science explains the spiritual stuff in spirituality. That's why we have psychoeducators, trauma-informed experts, somatic experience in somatics. That's why we have the in-between. I bring them all together. As a 5D mystic, I'm pseudoscience lady, but I am channeling for my community. In fact, again, there's times I hadn't noticed it a while back. I tried sharing it with people, but they don't mature their emotional responses because they choose to vent in their head and do rumination. So when you're in the threat emotion of anger, some of us have sadness. My primary emotion of threat is sadness. I cry it out, and that's a primary emotion. And since you're not ruminating, if you ruminate, then you're suffering. I don't know suffering that way. I just know, I'm crying. Of course I am. Something really sad happened between me and somebody I love. It's normal. I'll get over it, but it's normal to have emotions, so I don't feel shame. Any secure attachment person doesn't feel shame for any of the emotions, but that's because our attachment system is not longing to be seen, to be soothed, to be safe, to be secured. So it means when I'm crying, I don't need you to come say, it'll be okay. I actually know it'll be okay because I got my hands, I got my feet, and nobody crushed me. I have a job, I have food. I'm so lucky. I don't even need to be told about being grateful. I don't even need to believe in anything. I mean, I did begin with a belief, but that belief was with the essence of life that we all are. Just saying. So, secure attachment, functional adult love language people, 5D mystics, we're not like out there reading the energies, which right now are really like, So there's a lot of energies because every year this happens. And instead of growing up, the people play games in their head, which is sad because it's rumination. So I'm going to probably just focus for a minute on Patrick Teahan, make another video for other channeled guidance and just messages and things that I'm wanting to share with the community on this beautiful day. But one, any of my clear people, when you pick up the energies of our collective, you are getting the opportunity to do something. Get familiar with your energy body. It's called mastering your mental, emotional, and physical plane to connect to the quantum field, which is in a field in the middle of nowhere. You don't need to be with your eyes closed. No, you can be living every day doing stuff, and having fun. And when it's heaven in your body, you actually close your eyes, or you don't. I don't have to. I can feel it right now. Because a state of compassion, physiologically, the machines show what it is. The neuroscientists, they are all talking about flow. Hey, here's flow, lady. It was straightforward. It's called using, again, and now let me say something. Those who have unresolved trauma, it ain't fun for them. So please leave them alone. Hurt people do hurt people. If they want, they can learn about doing the work because today we have online. Thank you, Patrick Teahan, for pointing out we didn't have it in 1980s. Yeah, I'm a 1980 baby, but we do have it now. And so while people look up meat eaters or conspiracy theories, they could be looking up good trauma-informed experts, like the ones who talk about how amazing avoidant and anxious relationships are because they both want to do the work together, because they both care to, hey, I want to have fun. And yeah, I got some stuff that I noticed I'm not really great at doing, but hey, we could go to that therapist. Or simply put, it's okay, we'll figure it out. Compassionate beyond a reason. We're not going to say you need to be me. Those are codependent types. No, you have to be what I want you. I'm going to change. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to rescue. We're not needing any of that. Please stop. Please stop. What kind of relationship are you asking me to be in? So some have emotional maturity, it's called. Some don't. And when they are the most damaging types of game players are the ones who don't know they're playing games. Patrick Teahan, his meme. He's on YouTube. He says, highly abusive and damaging people have a narrative so strong about you or the world or about themselves that it is completely visceral and 100% accurate to them. That's with the emotion of anger. It has this thing of certainty. Thoughts are automatic. You start making up stuff in your brain, and there's the not reality, like so many other people have shared out loud, but people don't realize it. Game players act and react from the narrative. They are in a role, in a movie. They aren't aware of this, and that's because it's unresolved trauma. They play games because they're immersed in a drama story, not reality or maturity or personal responsibility. And he says, related to that, I see a pattern in our inner child that needs to be addressed. We buy into games. So I'm going to leave that one there, and we'll continue talking about it on our episodes. But this is where the adaptive child is in the lead. The person who's engaging with another human being could, if they cared enough about building relationship, actually say, you know what, let me talk. But they have to get compassionate about themselves and curious, not be like, oh, I'm a piece of whatever, and use some other identifier. The other person on the other end can also speak and say, I don't really think this is necessary. If we use compassionate tones, we can create potential conversations or disengage by respecting each other and knowing there's a difference with the emotional spectrum. Some are mature, some are not. And whoever plays these types of games, it's drama land. 4D people, other soul age groups, leave them alone. Go have fun with enlightenment or functional adult.